been a lot of talk of UFOs lately. UFOs getting shot down all over, Alaska, the territories in Canada. I don't buy it for a second. Absolutely ridiculous. Unidentified cylindrical object in Canadian airspace shot down by NORAD team. You know what this really is? Y'all remember that Chinese balloon that got shot down a couple of weeks ago? Yeah, the cucks in charge of the two different countries that we're going to be talking about right here, they're just all butt mad about the fact that, yo man, they got caught slipping in 4K. That's my opinion when it comes to this stuff. Sure, it could be an alien invasion. It is 2023 after all, and things couldn't get any wilder, but let's just throw out Occam's razor here for a second. The simplest answer is more often than not the correct answer, and, well, you take a look at those two weak men that are up there with a combined age of, 150 years between them, and not a hint of muscle definition. Chances are they're hiding something, and I don't trust the Liberal as far as I can throw them. A U.S. plane in a joint operation with Canada has shot down an unidentified object detected in Canadian airspace, and by the order of Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Oh, you couldn't just help talk it down for a second, you bitch. Trudeau posted about the decisive action. Decisive action, bro. If it didn't happen over his little vacation cabin, he wouldn't have even noticed. Come on now. I ordered the takedown of an unidentified object that violated Canadian airspace. NORAD command shot down the object over the Yukon. He wouldn't have had one idea. It's like, which one's Yukon? He had up a map of Canada. It's like, is it the big? No, it's not the big. Oh, is it? No, that's Northwest Territory. No, oh, okay, Yukon, right. That's the one that's got a No, it's not. That's the Yellowknife. Damn it. Canadians and U.S. aircrafts were scrambled, and the U.S. F-22 successfully fired at the object. Oh, so, dude, why would you cuck post like that? Oh my god, there was stuff over the Canadian airspace, and we had to call in our much more powerful uncle in order to shoot it down. Yo, man, that's really sad. The North American Aerospace Defense Command, yes, NORAD, most notably for tracking Santa. That's normally what they do. It was posted on Twitter shortly before Trudeau's announcement that it had detected the object flying at an altitude over Canada. NORAD, in its binational military command that oversees aerospace warning, aerospace control, and maritime warning for North America. It answers to the heads of state to both the United States and Canada, so either have control at any given time. Trudeau said that he and Biden had discussed taking down the object and thanked NORAD for keeping watch over North America. Yo, what a bitch, my guy. But don't worry, not to be outdone, the U.S. shoots down a high-altitude object. Did you get one of the members of the Royal Canadian Air Force to go and shoot it down? Well, actually, given the fact and seeing the propaganda coming out of our armed military, it's probably more apropos to refer to them as the Royal Canadian Air Force once again. The U.S. shoots down high-altitude object over Alaska this time. Oh my god, first you got Yukon and then you got Alaska. What does it have with that little corner of the world up there? What are they possibly flying? Satellites? I don't know, man. Does it really much matter, to be completely honest? I think it's like people are bitching, moaning, whining, and complaining about Eliza Blue type situation. There's more to glean from that outside of, oh my god, the politics of this. Oh, they're spying on us. Bro, this right here is spying on us. Stuff in the atmosphere, that is ancillary shit. Take off your tinfoil hat and go touch grass. The object was flying at 40,000 feet and had traveled inside U.S. airspace over territorial waters off the northern coast of Alaska. Pentagon spokesperson Brigadier General Pat Ryder. Pat a guy, pat a girl, doesn't really much matter, but don't pat a girl. Oh my god, that's basically sexual assault. I said at Friday afternoon press briefing. Oh, so this happened before, so they just figured, those fighter jets are up in the air, so don't worry about it. Oh, so this is why I've seen the UFO thing trend for a second. It's like, it's probably not. John Kirby confirmed that the Pentagon was tracking a high-altitude object over Alaska airspace in the last 24 hours. It was spotted yesterday, and President Joe Biden, just like, does it got the green guys or the gray guys on it? Come on, man. Biden then ordered its shoot down this morning after the object was assessed as presenting a reasonable threat to the safety of civilian flight. Interesting. You allowed a Chinese air balloon to fly over the entirety of the country, but this one's flying directly over Alaska. We can just go ahead and nuke that bitch from orbit. President will always act in the interest of the American people and national security. Yo, how could you say that with a straight face? Legitimately, do you think we're all stupid? What's going on? Earlier in the day, the Federal Aviation Administration, oh good, the FAA, just somebody else that I trust, issued a no-fly warning over Alaska to allow for defense operations, which the FAA has since confirmed was to support a military operation. Kirby described the device as an object, okay, saying it was not classifying it as a balloon right now. Probably a balloon, probably a weather balloon. The object was about the size of a small car, okay? Are we talking a smart car? Are we talking about a compact, a Toyota Camry? Eliza's free Tesla from Elon Musk taking the scenic route? And did not appear to have a maneuverable capability in contrast with last week's Chinese spy balloon that possessed the ability to move independently within the jet stream. It was still contingent on the movements of the wind, so let's come on now. It did not appear to have the ability to independently maneuver. We already know that. So unknown origin. The origin of the object is currently unknown. It's probably from Mars, right? Oh my god, UFOs are here, guys. Yuck. We just don't know what the object was. It would be difficult for me to point to a threat. We just don't know what the object was doing, of course. I'm glad you're in charge. We don't know anything. You know exactly what this is about. This is just to throw something out there into the ether. Now that Republicans are starting to dig into your son's laptop, let's keep it a $1.50, my guy. Republicans raise concern after 2 objects shot down over Alaska and Canada. Let's see if they get this right, or if it's, oh my god, we're under attack. Probably not, though. They are Republicans, after all. They are just kind of the party of snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Republicans raising concern following actions by the U.S. and Canadian military. Defending our borders and our national security interests requires military dominance and the political will, to utilize that dominance. Representative August Pfluger, terrible name, a former F-22 pilot, wrote on Twitter in a late evening on February 11th. As we gather facts about continued airspace intrusions, I urge the Biden administration to send an unmistakable message that to would-be violators of sovereignty, the United States will take immediate action to defend ourselves against all threats. Yeah, man, that shouldn't have had been said, but sometimes you do need to restate the obvious. On February 4th, U.S. F-22 fighter jet shot down the Chinese spy balloon. Another fighter jet shot down a high-altitude object. On February 11th, an unidentified cylindrical object, well, whatever could that be, was shot down by a fighter jet over Canada, Yukon Territory, which lies east of Alaska. So that little, if you know where Alaska is, it's just off the side of that, actually, because it was Alaska. Does Alaska hook on to Northwest Territories? I thought there was a little tail right up at the top that hooked onto the Northwest, but no, yeah, it just borders directly onto the Yukon Territories. However, its aircraft did not identify any object to correlate with the radar hits. Interesting. Where is the Biden transparency? Kayleigh McEnany, oh, I miss her. A former press secretary during the Trump administration wrote on Twitter on Saturday, pointing to U.S. military actions over Canada and Alaska and temporary closure of some Montana airspace, precisely 0. Representative Don Bacon, that's a strong name in contrast, outside of August Pfluger, took to Twitter to say the United States is being tested. Very much so, man, but how are they going to respond? Oh, diplomacy, man. We just need to talk to Gorbachev, or just have him stop flying his Chinese planes over top of everything, man. Come on. Come on, man. Third object has now been shot down in a week over the United States or Canada's airspace. We're being tested, Bacon wrote. I applaud the president's quick reaction on the last 2. That's a lot to learn, but defending our sovereignty and keeping our air defenses strong remains our priority. Yeah, you'd think so. Governor Mike Dunleavy of Alaska issued a statement on Friday following the shooting over Alaskan waters, saying the incident raises serious and national security concerns that should concern every American. Not really, man. Just deal with that shit. But yeah, it's... To think that these are actively spying on anybody, maybe, potentially, but again, the bigger threat's in your hand 90% of your day. It's the screens that you watch, it's the computers that you plunk your inputs into. That's where the spying's happening. This right here, these are punk tests. These are shit tests. Just seeing how much they can get away with. It's like, you won't actually shoot down our balloon. Hell, you let it go right across your borders from sea to shining sea. Chinese, the Russians, whoever's sending this stuff over, they're just seeing how much they can get away with. Oh, now we can go, ooh, let's see if we can start up at Alaska. See how far we can get down. Oh, okay. They don't want us to mess around in Alaska. Don't want us to mess around in the Yukon. Okay, where nobody lives, you're going to shoot down stuff. Interesting. They'll just keep doing this until, well, you just reciprocate. Send over, I don't know, just a big old blimp, you know, one of those little goofy Donald Trump orange baby balloons that I used to see at all of those international protests. Well, I just send one over there. To think that the world disrespected the United States and by proxy Canada at the same time when Trump was in office, but the adults were back in the room under the Biden administration. These examples in close proximity to one another, those three instances that happened, that just goes to show you, nobody takes any of this stuff seriously. And thank God China is the paper tiger that it is. And Russia's busy over in Ukraine because, oh my God, things would be terrible right now on the grand scheme of things. You're just lucky everybody's collapsing in real time. So, with all that said, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.